Okay, so we are starting today and we're looking at another way to present univariate data. So univariate data is when we get one list of things from like the source. So I might look at all your weights in this class. So I've got just a list of one thing. Okay, so, and we're going to look at, today we're looking at different ways to display it. And the first one we're going to look at is a stem and leaf. And obviously we can use a stem and leaf if we were comparing maybe the same set of data but for two different groups. So say for example I had two year 11 classes, I might get their class result of one class and the class result of another, and I might use it in a stem and leaf, and we would use it in a back-to-back stem and leaf. So we'll look at them in a minute. So a stem and leaf, what are the advantages? You see the data in an ordered system, and when it's displayed you can see the shape. So down here we've got a stem and leaf of ages. It was a group of people with ages. Now, very important, you have to have a key. So the key will tell you what it means. So the stem down here, if you've got a stem, it means that it's in the tens. So a stem of 2 means it's 20, and then this bit is the leaf, and that means so that it's 22. So over here, if you're looking at this stem and leaf plot here, what's the minimum value? What was the lowest value in this list?
16.
Good, 16. And what was my maximum value in this list?
61.
Yeah, 61. Good. So when you do need to draw these stem and leaves, not in VCE, not in Year 12 exam, but in SACS. So we need to make sure we're doing this so we get our marks. So you should always have a key. We'd be looking for that. And you have to make sure it's ordered. So this data here, if you look at this row here, there was actually 2 22s and 1 23. So that's why the 22s go first and then 23. So it's all in order. Now, they're also showing you, we can see the shape. So if I'm just going to grab this stem and leaf plot and see if I turned it round like this, can you see it sort of looks a little bit like a histogram, like what we were doing? Yeah? And can you see if I drew like that, what type of shape do we think that is? Bell or symmetric? Good. Awesome. So we can do that and we can say, yeah, that one looks symmetric. So this is a handy thing with the stem and leaf plots because we can still see the shape. All right. So we're going to construct a stem and leaf plot with this data here. The following is a set of marks obtained by a group of students in a test. So the first thing I'll do is I will set up and you need to make sure you use a ruler. I'm not using one, but I'll try to be as neat as I can. Now let's have a look. The lowest value, if I have a look, is 2, and my highest value looks like it was a 60. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my stems in, and I'm going to start with 0, and then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and over here I'm going to write my key. So I'm just going to say, I can make up any number. I'm just going to do 1-5 equals 15, a mark of 15. Okay, now I'm going to go through. Now I'm looking at all numbers less than 10, and I only have the 2. So the 2 becomes a little leaf there, and I cross that off. Now I'm looking at the numbers between 10 and 19. So what's the lowest one that I have there? It looks like a 15. So I have a leaf of 5, and we'll just cross them off as we go. And then it looks like I have 19, and I have another one and another one. Okay, so you sort of got to structure your leaves, because if they're not in line underneath each other, then you can't comment on the shape as well. So then I'm up to the 20s. What's my lowest? I've got a 20, so I'll put a leaf of 0. Then I have a 24 and another 24, I see. And then a 25 and another 25, 28 and another 8. Okay, then I'm up to the 30s and my lowest 30 is a 33. Oh, there's another 28, isn't there? Yeah. Sorry. And 30, 30, good. Sorry. So a 30 up there, 33, 35, another 35, a 36, and a 38, and a 39. Okay, and then I'm up to 40, and I've got 41, 2, 3, and 5. 41, 2, 3, and 5, and no 50s, so I just leave it blank like that, and a 60. Okay, so if we had a look at this one, so if I turned it around like that, I would probably call this, if I look at it, it looks to me symmetric. Just looking at it, I'm going to have a guess and say symmetric with an outlier, maybe, yeah? And that would be go. So I'd say a symmetric with possible outlier. So that would be me describing the shape of this. So if you had to describe the shape, all right? Now, if you want, you can pop the list into your calculator, and when you create a dot plot, it's sort of like, you can sort of see a little bit like a stem and leaf. So you could see that your shape is, you might have done it right. Okay, so let's have a look at some questions here. So they said the ordered stem and leaf plot opposite shows the distribution of 23 marks. I think it was the one we just did. Name its shape and note any outliers. So we saw that it was approximately symmetric with an outlier. Now, you have to, when you comment on a distribution, so they're saying, when they say a distribution, they mean the whole set of data. So often when you comment on a distribution, you have to comment on the shape, the center, and the spread. So just like the histograms. So if you have a look here, we've said the shape, we said approximately symmetric with outlier. Now the center, remember, is you quote the median. So we need to find the median. So you can type that list into your lists and spreadsheets. And have we done this before? So we might do this on our calculators, and I'll show you where to do. But we might write some few notes on how to do it. So what you would do is we're going to create a list in our calculator. So I might just call it test marks. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in all those numbers. Okay, once we've done that, we'll do it in a minute. We'll press menu, stats, stat calc, and univariate, I think, or one list. I can't remember what it is. We'll have a look. So we popped this in. We went menu, stat calc, one variable. It had one list, and you clicked OK, and then you chose your list, okay? And we saw a few things. So we saw, like, sorry, I'll just write them up here. We saw this X like that, that's the mean. We saw SX, that's standard deviation, which we'll use later. And then a bit further down, we saw min, Q1, and the median, and that's what we wanted. Okay, so for this data, we found a median at 30. So you can see when they're writing their little summary, they've said the distribution is centered at 30. Now with the spread can be the range. So remember we said the range is max minus min. So for this one it was 60 minus 15, which was 45. And we saw that there was, and they said an outlier at 60. Okay, don't worry about the outlier. I'll show you later on how to test quickly to really know if that was an outlier. But what I'm going to do now is we're going to I'm just going to show you how to find the median manually, because that's probably... All right, so down in this question 2, they've got a back-to-back stem and leaf plot. So this is where they have taken two sites but the same information. So it was noise level at 2 sites or whatever. So the median noise level at site A is 52. So let's have a look first. We'll try and work them out manually. If we count how many dots A had, leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So for A, N is 16. And if I count up B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's got 16 too. So, sorry, N is 16. So where am I going to find the median? So you could do the N plus 1 divided by 2. So it'll be 16 plus 1 divided by 2. So it's going to be the 8.5. So in between the 8th and the 9th. So if we go look, and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's between 50 and 53. What would that be? The middle number between that would be the 1.5. Yeah? So is the median at thing? Because it's saying which one's true. So that's not right. This one would also be... The B level will also have a median between the 8th and the 9th. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's between, this one's median's between 52 and 54. So which one it would be? 53. So the median level at, noise level at B is 53. I've got that answer now. I'd just move on. Okay, we got a right answer. Don't waste your time. If you've got time at the end of an exam, go back and check that these answers are wrong. And that's a good way to know whether you got it right or not. But let's move on. Important. Okay, so we had this set of numbers and there were 23 students. Okay? So when we say 23 students, we often say N is the total number of things in your list or data. So we'd say N is 23. If you're trying to find the median, you can find it at N plus 1 divided by 2 position. So it's not telling you the number, it's telling you where to find it. So if I did this example, it'd be 23 plus 1 divided by 2. So it'll be at the 12th position. So if your numbers are in order, which they are in a stem and leaf, you can go to the 12th position. So if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can you see how I found the median manually? So the median actually equaled 30. It was at the 12th position. Okay? So what I'm saying, if you had a set of even numbers, so I'll just make up a little example here. If I had a set of even numbers, say 2, 3, 3, and 4. All right? So in this case, n equals 4. What it is, it'll be in between those two numbers. So what's in between? If you add those two, 3 and 3, and divide by 2, you get 3. So that one would be, the median would be 3. If I changed these numbers, So I'll make them a little bit different. So what if I said it was 5 and 7? The median in here would be the number in between those two, which is 4. Yeah, so you add them up, divide by 2. It's the thing. So that's if it's even. If it's odd, it's easier because it's just literally the physical number there. All right, so you can see when we found the median, there was 11 numbers before it and there was 11 numbers after it. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See how it doesn't matter which way I go, I still get the median, yeah? Okay. So the only thing is, here's an example of comparing. So there was 2 classes. You might not have this, do you? With Mr. Brown and Mr. Voss's classes, and they were comparing the 2. So when you compare the 2, you just have to state what each one is. So you compare the shape. But I want you to be careful. If you look at, if we look at Mr. Voss's stem and leaf plot, so if we bring it around here and we turn it around there, so can you see this is okay because this is the lowest going to the highest. So I might say that it's tails at the start and then goes. So this was negative skewed when you saw the tail in your histogram. So that's where they've said, actually they've said it's sort of symmetric. All right, this one's a bit iffy, but it's all right. So it's symmetric. Now be careful, if you turn Mr. Brown's class, you've got to be careful. See, if I turn like that, this is not the lowest. The lowest has not been put first, has it? No. So it's actually the reverse way. You have to think like this is the beginning, and that's the thing. So they've said they've got low at the start. So it's low at the start and then it goes higher, and that's why they're saying slightly negative skewed. Be really careful with the left-hand side of a back and back stem and leaf plot. The shape is the reverse to how you sort of see it in your head, yeah? So just be careful with that. All right, we'll leave that one there because you'll do enough examples. All right, so just quickly, another way to display your data is a dot plot. Dot plots are really easy, but you would only use them for a small amount of data because otherwise it's sort of pointless. It just looks like a whole heap of dots. So with a dot plot, we've got a set of data. You draw a ruled line. So here we've got a ruled number line. So I might start at 21, I go up even, yeah? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And all you do is put a dot above every time you see one. So because there was a 22, we put a dot. Because there was 29, I put a dot above 29, and so on. It's very easy to draw a dot plot. The calculator, so you can see here, we entered the list in, and we go to the graphs page. So remember, this is on your front page. It has the little histogram, the pink one. You go to the graphs page. Down here, you click on the list you just created, and it will automatically make you a dot plot. That's what you get. And you should have seen that when you were doing your histograms. You would have already seen you got a dot plot, remember? And we had to change it with menu, plot type, and that. So you can do that. And here, you've already got your list in. So they went and found the median by using those menu stat calc, and finding that, and then they've quoted the range. You can comment on the shape. So this one has a lot of data at the start and then tails off, so I'd probably say it's positively skewed. So it looks like your histogram that had a lot at the start and tailed off like that, okay? All right.